Now we're in our courtyard area. To our side is our bathrooms. Over here, you guys can use that gate. You guys kind of have your own exclusive hangout area. It's where we'll meet after the stunt show for our contest and the ace raffle. To our side here, we have our Turnpike Tractors, which is now in its second season of operation. But it's on a new course for this year. So that's all the rides that are over here. Here's our pavilion, our arcade, our retail store, which is also our exit, and our food area. Out there is where the stunt show is going to be, behind the pavilion. And like I said, there's only one ride to that side. We are hopefully going to be working on expansion soon. We are situated on around 15 acres here. And I'm going to take you through the rest of our park now and explain how some of these rides came to be. Okay, so here's our first set of rides here. We have our battle truck, which is actual, what the military refers to as a deuce and a half, manufactured in the early 90s for the first Gulf War. I pulled the serial numbers. I did not know if it's seen action or not. Something I'd like to find out one day, but we have it now. You'll probably recognize, similar to Six Flags Safari, same exact trucks from the same exact truck seller, rehabilitator. We also have backhoes, which you guys, as long as you're 48 inches, can drive. Or if you're 36 inches, you can ride along. And we have our ground shuttle here, which brings you up in the air and takes you out on a course. Since this is all actual construction equipment, there's really no manual of how to build courses. So these courses, some of them are in the third or fourth stages as we see what works, what doesn't. It's been a bit of a learning process since it is all real construction equipment. We don't have any replicas here. Everything's real construction equipment that we've made some additional safety modifications to for your enjoyment. But on your left here is our mini Land Rover course. It's like miniature replicas of actual Land Rovers and Range Rovers. There's a bunch of different models. This one's strictly for little kids, kind of like Power Wheels, but a little bit more souped up. Here's our WorkMax course. This is new for 2015. This is where our Turnpike Tractors used to be, but they didn't work out so good here. So we actually have gator carts out here now that you'll get to drive around our course.
Kids can drive those too?
42 inches tall to ride.
Nice. You make that
I'm 58. So
I know you're tall enough. I let you drive the car. So you can drive with you.
Back in the corner there is our Excavator Express train ride. It goes all the way along the fence line, all the way to where the tree line there ends, turns around, comes back. Originally it started all the way over by a rock wall. That part of the park was designed before I started working here. I took it out for a test run, and at 27 minutes it was way too long of a ride. So we cut it in half, and we actually utilize that course now for a smaller train ride for the kids. We also have our goats. They are biological brothers. They are Nigerian dwarf goats. Up top in brown and black, that's Dozer, and on the bottom is his brother, black and white, that's Doug. And on Dozer's left side, he does have a white heart-shaped birthmark. All right, here are our mini diggers. These are actual excavators that are used in the field, primarily for smaller areas where big excavators can't fit. We've changed all 12 of these to be games, so we have 4 you dig for treasures, where we have golden bricks buried in the stone. The next 4 we have floating ducks that get fished out, and on the final 4 we have bowling pins that you knock over. Do something a little bit different than digging. 12 excavators are a lot of fun. Great. All right, to our left here we have our big and giant diggers, where you guys will get to dig in the dirt as much as you like. Well, actually, they have timers on them, but just straight digging. Some safety modifications we've made to these is we've added emergency stops, and we've restricted what's called the slew. They don't actually go 360 degrees because it'd be very dangerous for everyone walking behind and the operators, but you do have about a 60-degree range of motion in the front to go side to side while digging. You dig a hole, go in the dirt. And these are our giant diggers, kind of like the big diggers, just a bigger version. They have a bit of a higher height restriction. Lap riding is permitted for children with their parents on these rides. Here's our sky shuttle. It goes over 50 feet up in the air. It stays in the air for a few minutes. It's an actual JCB 540-170 load-all telescopic handler. But instead of forks in the front, we built a gondola, and you'll be on the front. you'll see what it's like to be a pallet. Here's our spin dizzy. It's one of our biggest excavators in the park, the JS220. On the end of it, we put another gondola, 8 seats. Goes up in the air about 20 feet and spins around at the top speed that it can go. This ride requires a little bit more grease on a center bearing, rotating bearing, than it would in a normal construction field, because normally they just go side to side. They don't spin with the high impact that we do. But it is a pretty good fast ride. You will feel the centrifugal force pinning you to the back. And unlike a Gravitron, the operator does sometimes get a little dizzy. We have a few operators that can work it because they are not dead center. They're actually off a little bit, so they do get to feel that pull also. It takes a special kind of operator to run that. Here's our Diggerland, kind of like a merry-go-round. It goes forward and backwards. The cars go out, and it's a 8060 excavator, just like our giant diggers you could drive on. This is one you'll ride on. Behind it is our barrel train, 36 inches, but like most of the rides, adults can ride it too. We asked everyone to wear seatbelts. Basically, small drums on wheels we had engineered. We used to run through the park, but as we got busier, we found that putting it on its own track seemed to work better. To our left is our rock wall, manufactured by Vertical Reality. We actually have 2 back-to-back. So in the eyes of the state of New Jersey, it is 2 separate rides. So we get 2 permits for this one. To our left is our rope course. I remember back when I was still in here, we did a winter adventure over to Harris Dam. It was too cold to do the rope course that day, so I always wanted to go on it because I know we didn't get to go that one time. So today is this was set up over to Harris Sam's, our sister company down the street. And from the top on a clear day, hopefully it clears up. If you look in that direction, you can actually see Philadelphia.
Oh, it's better than seeing Majora.
To our right is the skid steers, like little bobcats or forklifts. Again, you guys get to drive these around, and operator will give you instructions, show you how they work, and you're free to go on the course. We just ask that nobody does 360s or back up. Follow the course. This is another one where children can lap ride with an adult in a proper height restriction.
four-wheel salute. We can only do one more thing. We like to call it threading the needle.